What's going on, Capricorn? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cap, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. I'm sure with all that was a little extra dancing that I planned on their cat, but it's fine. Because with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on the situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cap. So I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, this reading that I do, did this and all the readings that I do. They're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people that as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cap. You know, very intuitive group, very cool energy, so hopefully you'll like them as well. Let's get to your first card here. Oh, looks like we're going to be finding ourselves some balance there, some relaxing time there, Cap, because you got the fourth card of Libras, which is the Yoga card. Go get yourself a good old stretch there, Cap, because it's the card of contemplation, deep breath, centered. Go within, steady, balanced, relax, take a break, inner child healing, meditate, time alone, balance chakras, reflection, wellness, and rest. So the energies that are coming through here, Capricorn, are centered and wellness. And keep in mind, since we're getting into that, this is not medical advice, but maybe for some of us, there is a need that maybe for some it's like that if we've been feeling like maybe real stressed as of late, or maybe we've been feeling a little depressed, or maybe even a little angry, I feel that the energies are saying that maybe we can find an outlet through motion, you know, through maybe practicing different modalities of wellness, whether that be through, we just go as simple as walking, Cap. I always find that, I was actually just talking with someone about this, where like the ways that we kind of relax and really kind of come to center. Sometimes when I need to really kind of process something, I really think I have a Cancer, Sun, Gemini, Moon, so I'm thinking a lot. And sometimes just sitting around it's like nothing happens. I just end up stewing in it. Whereas like a lot of the times I find myself either pacing or just going for a walk. Or whereas another person, you know, wants to be around water and completely in silence, kind of like in a more sort of like a sensory deprivation type of sense. So it's like it's finding those different areas, and again, this could be maybe just doing yoga, meditating, something, just even just taking moments of throughout the day and just like kind of finding the breath again. I feel like those little things can really kind of help you get centered, Capricorn, when you find yourselves in that kind of that waxing and waning of life, you know, because and that's something too, just thinking about with your sign, considering that you do have, I feel like Capricorns usually have very lofty dreams, or you know, like and you know, lofty by whatever that means for you, Capricorn. It's something like I feel like your accomplishments, you know, it being Saturn ruled, it may appear, and especially if you have a lot of Capricorn, it can be where you know have a lot of challenges, where it feels like that is taking forever for anything to get started, and that kind of stuff can be really, really daunting and even borderline disheartening, but the really lovely thing about Saturn energy, though, is, I know, right? The really lovely thing about it, though, is that yeah, there are going to be these challenges. You know, it may take a long time. It's going to really test our patience, but it really does bring about this sense of, I mean, that's why you're a sign of accomplishments and achievement and things, because it's like when you do get to that other side of that thing, and then when you look back at those moments when you weren't a little less centered in things, it's just like how it all just kind of comes together, Capricorn, really is really is just like a wonderful thing. And I think you are a great reminder of what that tenacity and perseverance can really accomplish you, or really get you in the long run. And I really think, just kind of thinking about that too, Capricorn, this could be even something where, for all of us, sure, but I feel like especially for your sign, if you've really had some difficulties, maybe getting to your dreams, or, it just had, it's been like, you had planned on doing, maybe you were going to be an accountant, then end up being like a yoga instructor, like talk about this type of stuff, Capricorn. I feel like that could be a way for, I mean, if not just the world, maybe just other Capricorns, maybe make that your thing, Capricorn kicking ass or something. I don't know, Capricorn, that's actually kind of cool, but something along those lines. But let's get some tarot and get some details on this. There we go, putting in the work. Got a little Eight of Pentacles. I'm with it. Thank you. Okay, let's see what we got here, Cap. Oh, look at that sunlight. I'm with it. All right, Capricorn, look at this. Now we're getting a game plan. It's working towards the sun. We're getting centered. So you have the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Sun up right here, Capricorn. Look at this lovely little pocket here. And I do feel like that with both this Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords here, Capricorn, the Seven of Swords is more, I feel like the Seven of Swords can be a card of lying, cheating, stealing, and things, but I feel like it's more so that the lies, in this instance, it's more so when we're not feeling in that centered state, Capricorn, when we get in that kind of self-deprecating type of energy, we can tell ourselves that we can't accomplish things, that we can't do whatever however that may manifest. That's something where if we get that in, if that gets into a routine, it does keep us from getting centered. It keeps us from getting to the sunlight here. But I do feel that the nice thing with the Seven of Swords as well, like it really is something that when we get these realizations and start learning, start discovering more kind of truths about others, about ourselves and things, and really kind of start making more positivity start being in your world here, and then it's, that could be through positive affirmations, getting in sort of like wellness things, stuff, something here, just like as far as just like finding some resources here to get into this routine, to get into this this new sort of balanced rhythm here, Capricorn, because the King of Wands, when he's trying to work towards his passion and goals and things, he's got a lot of heat that he's bringing in. In that, sometimes that energy can get exacerbated, especially if we're feeling, frustrated or whatever sort of energy that happens to come up. So there's different practices that need to be done, whether that be through breathing, through just general relaxation, maybe reading a book, but just to get that energy back in line there. Now maybe for some too, it's just like maybe it's just been that again, like just like the reactions maybe, because that's interesting for the King of Wands like that to come through, to just like have all this, I mean, not really, but to have this like really just sort of big energy where it's just like where it's motivated, but I feel like when it's not going your way, it can be. It's a double edged sword. I feel like this energy kind of is, but I do feel like one thing to bring up with the King of Wands, because in like the Thoth deck, he's my card of, he's got a lot of heat in his chart, and he's the type that if you just kind of, especially if we're not getting centered in things, Capricorn, if we just stay in the state of just kind of anxiety and things along those lines, and that energy sort of like fueling that stuff, that's the quickest way to end up in a hanged man situation. And all that is just like higher self just trying to slow you down, get you thinking from a different perspective. We don't really want to get on full on tower yet. So let's get some more on this, Cap. Thank you. So what else we got here, Capricorn? Oh, and we're keeping it moving. I'm with it. So you got the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles up right here, Capricorn. And I do feel like that there's a need to considering, I feel like your journey, and this is a good thing, Capricorn, because it gives you something to look forward to. But considering your journey is a long one, I do feel like that it is making sure that we're paying attention, that we're giving as much to ourselves as we are to other situations as well. You know, like let's say, for like, if we've been like putting in like a lot of time at work, you know, maybe working a bunch of overtime, and where, you know, I get we have bills and things that we want to, we got pinnacles that we want to think about, but the pinnacles deal with more than just your money, Capricorn. If that's something that resonates with you, you know, we got to think about our health too. We can't keep this chariot all nice and moving if the rider is not feeling well. You know, eventually that's where we're talking about that King of Wands energy. Just it gets to that state of like burnout and things along those lines. So, and actually, in the thinking about that in the Seven of Swords too, this can be a card of like yeah, futility, just like going at this you know, it's like if we keep, it's futile going at things with when we're not feeling at our most, you know, harmonious there, Capricorn. So I really feel like there's just an emphasis on just finding different outlets to relax, and yeah, just finding balance and finding center. I like that. And you know what, too, Capricorn? That'll be actually really, really dope for you, too, considering that your ruler is going to be in Pisces for the next 3 years. And, you know, that's a great way of getting in touch with the spirituality, Capricorn, and get that manifesting all activated. But let's get some, yeah, tapping that intuition. But let's get some more oracles on this. See what we got here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that'll definitely keep you out of center. So you got the third card of Aquarius here, which is the Black Widow card. And with this card, this is a card of betrayal, warning, twisted, turncoat, cunning, danger, toxic situation or relationship, web of control, entrapment, unexpected attack, insidious, poisonous, and low vibration. And the energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is the warning. And I feel like for some, it's more so that the warning signals maybe for some that the body's getting off. You know, if we have been feeling anxious, been feeling tired, been feeling fear, been feeling lethargic, you know, like whatever these, if we're in a state that we haven't normally been in before, or like something that it almost feels like that it's like, it's not that we want it to be routine, but it's maybe things have just gotten so far along that it's like we want to get off this thing and then we get back on. Let's say we've been trying to like cut back maybe on like say like pastries, for example. I love pastries, Capricorn. It's gonna be this could be where it's like we wanted to do this thing, and then life got a little hectic. We had a little business at work, so, you know, we got a little comfort food, and then then we got a little taste for craving for one day while we're watching our favorite show, and the next thing you know, we got a whole box of things, and it's like, what happened? And then and then like that, and then you end up throwing the box away so that you remind yourself not to do anything. You just and then it gets into a whole cycle there, Capricorn. But I do feel like there is a need to just kind of really think about how the body's moving, mind, body, and spirit. Just kind of check in and see where we're at, and making sure that just everything is just running smooth, you know. That there aren't even any like people around that are, you know, even lowering our vibrations too. You know, if we're giving energies to, you know, to others who, you know, for whatever reason, Capricorn just might be lowering the vibration. You know, just getting eyes on that type of stuff, seeing if we can, you know, shining some light on these things. I feel like with the sun being here, but let's go ahead and get some tarot on this, some more details. Alright, I see we got a, thank you, we got a Scorpio in reverse here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, and there's your ruler in Pisces. So you have the Death card and the Queen of Swords in reverse here, Cap, and then we got the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Cups upright. And I feel like with this, Capricorn, it feels that there's something that, because this is Libra's card, and it almost feels like that we know something has been tipping the scales as of late. Like something does feel out of balance. Like, but it's almost like that we're. I don't know, Cap. If it's like we're consciously putting it off, or like it's like maybe it's just something we don't want to deal with. It's just like there's all thing just thinking about all the work that would maybe go into this, just like letting this thing go or something along those lines, Capricorn. But there's something to think about with the Eight of Cups. If we choose to hang on to things that are no longer feeling that no longer satisfy us, because previous before this is the Seven of Cups, and Seven of Cups gets into where you have a lot of options. There's a possibility for overindulgence, and now we're at Eight of Cups where we kind of lost that flavor for that thing. That's not really, the bodies may not be feeling good in any sort of way. Maybe when we eat sweets we start getting like headaches, like, or spicy foods give us indigestion, or if we don't stretch, we're noticing how stiff we are, and you drop your phone and then you got like just like all the things that we think about, Capricorn. It all, those type of energies, if we stay in that where the body's under that constant stress all the time, that's what's going to be all the time, because that's the energy that we're getting off. And then eventually that's going to be, and listen, that's not to say that there's not going to be good sunshine and happiness too, but it's just like that, it's the sunlight is going to be not quite as comfortable as I feel like it could be with this energy. There's just, something here really with this Nine of Cups, like in this, I feel like if we check in with our energies and just really kind of get in tune with who you are, like even more deeper than you already are, Capricorn, like really kind of like ask yourself those. I feel like even with the Seven of Swords, asking ourselves these honest questions here, like am I happy with where things are at, and whatever that means, like for maybe it's like where we're at in our job, maybe we've been just kind of like, maybe we've been kind of coasting for a little while, and now it's just like we want to take things a little bit further, whatever it's looking like. But all right, Capricorn, let's get your last card. All right, you got the third card. Huh, interesting. The third card of Taurus here, which is Symphony card. And with this card, this is a card of harmony, synergy, co-create, assembly, organize, structure, contribute, team, collaborate, precise, arrangement, order, lead, follow, organization, perform, display, and cohesion. And the energy that's coming through here, Cap, is the contribute. And I feel like it's almost like asking ourselves, it's like how just with King of Wands, look at your day throughout the week. And I feel like it's like let's get a map out here, in seeing it's like in what ways are certain either foods or routines or lack of routines or something along those lines are contributing to your growth. What is really what's really raising your vibration. And if we're seeing any areas that we're noticed we're feeling a little kind of precarious in, like it's just like maybe our emotional state hasn't been the greatest as of late, or maybe we have been feeling a little disconnected from higher self or future self, just like your spirituality, and whatever that doesn't necessarily have to just be for like church or anything like that, Capricorn. Just however you connect with one, with oneness and your future self, whatever. And yeah, really just seeing how everything is working together as a grand as a piece. When you're just even thinking about when you're breaking down like a symphony, every every musician has a part that they play, and there's a certain volume. There are times where we got to focus more on the flutes, and there's other times we're focusing on the cellos and things, and it's just like it's all a balance. But if the violins aren't in tune, we got to give that some work. Everything else is doing fine. Let's get this energy back in harmony. And then sometimes when you're going to focus on this, another thing, and yes, it's a lot, Capricorn. It's a lot dealing with that change all the time, and sometimes we don't want to be bothered. It's like I get that. It's life, sometimes it feels like it can ask a lot, but the change ultimately gets you into this place of, because I mean we're always changing, Cap. Like that's it's just the just what it is, and I know you know this too, and it is. I feel like it is there's like a push that I feel like I'm not. Let me find the words, Capricorn. It's like there's a, it may not even be the initiation of this change thing. I feel like it's just the follow through. Just thinking with, because it's like, I'm just looking at your majors here, and Cancer, to Chariot, is the cardinal water sign. So it's like, what's like when we're passionate about something, like yes, we're starting it, but it's just like then we get to the fixed energy, Scorpio here, and fixed energy keeps this, they keep sustain things, and that's where I feel like maybe the trouble is maybe coming for some. It feels like maybe it's a lot of on again, possibly off again, just kind of stuck in this potential cycle. So just something to kind of, again, like I just feel like it's getting eyes on that. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Capricorn. Oh, there's hubby. All right, I'm with it. Oh, Queen of Swords, hubby. Which I don't judge you, King. But let's see. Got a lot of people here, Capricorn. You have the Queen of Cups. Oh, girl. All this Cancer energy. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Wands in reverse here. And then you have the Four of Swords, the Page of Cups, and then the King of Swords upright. And let's switch back over, Capricorn. Because I feel like with this energy here that there's something that there's something that is that we're, I just feel like that we're missing, as far as like maybe as far as like what there's a, it's getting to the source of what may be throwing us out of balance, what's really kind of messing with our energies right now, Capricorn, because the Queen of Cups is very reflective type of energy. Cancerian deals with the past, and I feel that there's something that there's just we need to reflect on. Maybe this has been like either like a self care routine that we've been in, because the King or the Queen of Cups can be very very much about taking care of yourself in every aspect. Really being very nurturing to your energies. And Four of Swords, really kind of taking a break and just kind of analyze where's our head been at. How have we been, almost like with this like Page of Cups, almost just like what kind of world have we been kind of manifested here. It's very fascinating, Capricorn. But I feel that if we were to really, once we analyze this stuff and start getting again like a game plan, start setting some, and it doesn't have to be like you got to tackle everything in a day. Just like start setting like small little stuff, like set this thing and then go for a lunar cycle. Give it a month and let it become a routine, and then do something else. Once that becomes kind of commonplace, not commonplace, yeah, like just kind of routine there. Then to start to the next thing, Capricorn, and then I feel like that's where we're gonna really start getting like a true understanding of. Just getting a better resonance with ourselves, and really kind of really get this get you in this vessel, and this and you higher self in just every aspect really kind of fine tuned, and because that's even interesting too. I was just looking at the all the people. I feel too kind of with that like one put bookmark in that with the people. I think too there is somewhere paying attention to how others contribute to your balance, Capricorn. And if there's some that are got a couple queens that are throwing your energies out of whack, there we gotta rise above. Now that I love you, girl, but I know that sometimes cancers can be extra. But my sun signs in Cancer, but I do also feel with this that it was just interesting to see that it's just like the queens were in reverse and the kings were upright, and it just feels like that it's, I don't know, I feel like that it's a sense of like almost like a, there's something that there's like a side of us that's being neglected, I feel, or something along those lines, Capricorn. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that it made sense. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Capricorn. If you know someone who's been, just been having a hard time finding center, maybe life's been a little hectic or something along those lines, definitely share this. And have all these people that you know, subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified on these videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation. I made something for you, Capricorn Inside Timer. And I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And as the group grows, I'm going to start posting different healing musics, guided meditations, guided affirmations, things along those lines. So I can label them different names like Shining Some Light with the Sun or Change 101 with the Death card, something along those lines, Capricorn. So definitely check that out. And then lastly, look at all these hot Cancer cards you've got here. You think you want to come over to my other channel, Capricorn, which you don't need these cards, but if you do have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, geek out when the Chariot and the Queen of Cups pop up. It's a great old time, Cap. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. Look at the lunar shenanigans. And Capricorn, you have, I know, but I could get right. That was so shocking. I'm really kind of over the top here for that one, Capricorn. But this is a big deal because you got all three of the water signs here. There's been a few signs where that's been happening, where it's in either like combination of air's been coming through or like water signs, air signs. I forgot who got all the air signs. I think it was, I forgot. Someone just did this, but the fact that you got all the water signs here, Capricorn, I do feel like, so water energy is dealing with that more intuitive side, that more emotional energy, and I feel like that there is an energy of needing to check in with that, and that's sort of what I was feeling with that Queens and the Swords when I was trying to talk about that earlier. It just feels like that there's, like, maybe for some it's just like we've been trying to keep on this persona, but there's like a need to be a little more softer, deal with a more, approach yourself, maybe, maybe we've been kind of coming too harsh at ourselves and just coming from a more softer, constructive side or something along those lines, Capricorn. But with the moon here, the nice thing about the moon being in reverse here, it is seeing through these illusions. It's seeing where things have kind of taken a turn, where we may have kind of gotten off track, maybe, well, I mean, your chariot was moving right there forward, so you're moving right along, but it just seems like that there's just like maybe little things that seem to be getting in our way. It's just like if we can get some tweaks or something to our routines or the way, something, Capricorn, that we can, because the nice thing too about this, Cap, after the moon is the sun. You're already ahead of the sun. It's just like it's like where you want to be, but it's just now it's taking that action to get there. Thank you. But let's see what your oracle card is. And I like that. Oh, you got the commune card in reverse here. And I like that because I do feel like there is a need to kind of commune with your kind of like your higher forces here. Really kind of go within and find center, like where am I feeling imbalanced, do a real check-in and see how we can what we can get cooking up, Capricorn. Get with I like to love your little cauldron here. But and I do feel that there is a need to just think that we're going to get a little more spiritual here, Capricorn, since you got Saturn and Pisces, and then Pisces energy here. I do feel like for your, especially, your sign is one that you're more intuitive than I think you realize, Capricorn, and yours is one that it takes a while to manifest, but I do feel that it's not that you can't access, like it's just like it's really kind of putting in that practice for these things, and I feel like there's a need to expand in a more intuitive way to kind of really pay attention to how our thoughts can be, how when we think of something, it's there, like it can be, we just bring it to be, but it's it's again more kind of, we were talking with the King of Swords, more fine tuning that thing, Capricorn, and really working with the with the tail and the of the goat there, and really tapping into a more kind of Pisces type of energy, the more intuitive type of intuitive type of moves or intentions or something along those lines, Capricorn. But I hope that that makes sense. You know, connect with higher self. Higher self trying to get in touch with it, because I feel like you get in touch with higher self, Capricorn. There ain't nothing that you can't do. People better get out the way. So, all right, I'm gonna leave that there. But you stay safe out there, Cap. Low vibrations and things. Find center. Do some things that are good for you. You know, raise your vibration through the roof, to the sun, to the moon, and then go hit up your ruler Saturn, because he's retrograde right now. And you are in an introspective time right now, Capricorn. And you know, it's not that you won't be able to get things done, but reflect on the things that you want to get done, you know, and where you want to grow, and then start working on this stuff. And really kind of, it's like, you know, Saturn retrograde is like, you know, it's like time's almost kind of stopped for you. It's just like, this is a time to really kind of be present and be intentional with what you're manifesting. And I will catch you on the next one. That was exciting, Cap. Later.